Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacalyn. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter, get the value you need, and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacalyn at usaglobaltv.com to talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio. Wherever you are in the world, we are thrilled to have you here with us today. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I'm the president, founder, and chief listening officer here at our network. Our show today is The Wise Ones, and we're going to be exploring the term push as well as perseverance, giving it a whole new meaning with our extra super special guest who is joining us backstage. Before we bring her out, let's welcome the star of our show. This gentleman is such an incredible influence in my life. He has helped me tremendously with my health. He's helped me with my books. He's helped me with production. He is just one of those people that you meet in your life and becomes an integral part, a mentor, and a friend. His name is Red O'Laughlin. Let's welcome him. Hello.
Howdy, Dr. Jacalyn. Always good to see you. You look stunning today, by the way. I love those earrings.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You're looking well as well. And I really enjoy sharing this opportunity with you because you bring the most incredible people to this program. And today is no exception. Before we bring out Sabine, I'd love for you to share with our audience who's joining for the first time, whether they're listening or watching, a little bit about your background and why it is that you do this program with me.
Well, the reason I do the program with me because you asked me to, and I just feel I needed to accept that opportunity. Regardless, we have some wonderful people. A little bit about me, retired military, 31 years. I said I do to the Navy on a Sunday afternoon. I said I do to my wife the following Wednesday. 31 years with the military, 54 years now with my wife. I fell in love with chemistry as a sophomore in high school, got a degree in it, immediately got an invitation to Vietnam, never practiced it until my wife came down with cancer a few years ago. Then I started researching, delving into the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I look for cause and effect relationships. Treat a cause, fix a problem. Treat a symptom, you'll always be treating symptoms. So that's what I love to do for a living. I write about it all the time. I have almost 1,000 articles on LinkedIn, all original content. And most of those things are all oriented toward health and wellness, mostly toward longevity. What are the things we can do to protect our age, minimize age-related disease? The show immediately following this on the USA Global TV and Radio Network is called Talking Heads. Talking Heads is a show where I talk about health and wellness, primarily things that affect us on a regular basis. We're doing a 6-part series right now on brain health and mental illness. And today I believe will be number 4 out of 6. We'll be talking about some of the more common mental illnesses, the causes, the treatments, symptoms, and things like that. And then the next couple of weeks, we'll wrap that up. I don't believe there's going to be a show. I'm pretty sure there's not going to be a show on Thanksgiving Day. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks. But sometimes the stars align in such a way that you can't figure out why they happen that way. As a networker, I'm on a bunch of different platforms on a regular basis. Come back to them here, there, and yonder. I was on a brand new one here less than 10 days ago, I think. And the breakout room, we went from 50 down to 6 or something like that. And one of the people in my breakout session is our guest today, Sabine Becker. And Sabine was talking about, did anybody know a ghostwriter? She's thinking about doing that. And so we got to talking, and I said, Sabine, contact me afterwards. I might be able to help you. And so we spent a little bit of time chatting back and forth here, there, and yonder. And then the person that we had scheduled automatically for today had to cancel last minute, family emergency. I don't know exactly what it was, but regardless, I called up Sabine. I said, Sabine, are you available today? And she says, absolutely. And she has such an interesting career that you're literally almost not going to believe it. So, without further ado, I am bringing and introducing Sabine Becker to the talking. No, not the talking. The wise ones.
Welcome, Sabine. So nice to have you here today.
Hello, Jacalyn. Hello, Red. Good to see both of you. Awesome to be here. I'm so stoked about this.
We're so excited to have you share your story. And Red, thank you for sharing how the two of you connected. I think it's so interesting. You get an opportunity to do some networking, and then people have to fall off, things come, and you stay till the end. And you have this incredible moment with somebody that you might not have met otherwise. So, Sabine, I read about your story. It is one that I have never heard before in my entire life. You're here with your beautiful face, smiling, filled with great energy. Tell us a little bit about the backstory, because I think people are going to be shocked if they don't know your story already.
Thank you so much. I was born in Germany, as you can hear from my accent, but I also was born with a challenge. And you could say that's a big challenge because due to the drug thalidomide, I was born with very, very small arms. Let me adjust the monitor a little bit. And my arms are very small. And the drug thalidomide at the time was given in the late 50s, early 60s, was given to mothers who complained about morning sickness. But little did they know that this would cause deformities nobody ever really has seen. 20,000 babies were born with deformities like myself, and that my life started with very, very little hope because 60% of the thalidomide babies died. They didn't even see their first birthday. So you could say I'm a survivor. And I've always been a tough survivor. And I survived so far. And I had to really work very hard to have a regular life. And my parents, they're both Germans, and especially my mother, she has been really one of those Germans that are really tough woman, my mother. And she told me, Sabine, yes, you have very little arms. It will make your life a little bit harder, but you are going to learn how to use your feet for all daily tasks. And she did not stop until she found, remember, this was in Germany post-war Germany. She did not stop until she found one physical therapist and one occupational therapist who had the ability to teach me how to use my feet for all daily tasks. You know, I really want your listeners and viewers to stop for one moment. Imagine you would have your hands tied behind your back, and then you have to figure out how to get dressed, how to brush your hair for the ladies, how to put makeup on, and how even to drive a non modified car. I really would like to stop just for a few seconds so your listeners can really imagine this. And so I had to learn this the hard way. And like any other child, I suppose, I was complaining about it because wanted to go out with kids who were in the play yard and had fun. But I had to go to physical and occupational therapies for several years, I think 4 or 5 years. I don't remember the timeline anymore that much because I was so small. But eventually, I was able to be fully independent by using my feet.
Where did you live in Germany?
I was born in Berlin, and
Okay.
then my parents, due to my father's work, we moved to close to Frankfurt. There's some beautiful mountains close to Frankfurt, and that's where I grew up. And it was really a good upbringing because what I got from my parents was the push mindset, and I'm still having that push mindset today. Push, persevere until success happens. And I've learned to to reframe adversities into meaningful opportunities. And I'm a professional speaker, and I'm also a coach. That's what I'm encouraging my audience to do. Think about your adversity, and this is just life. We all are eventually going to have adversity in our lives. How can we reframe this in meaningful opportunities? Because if you think about it, I immensely dislike this word, but I and the 20,000 other babies that were born like me, we were victims. And I really don't like using that word, but we were victims of pharmaceutical greed and pharmaceutical negligence. However, many of us were able to turn our lives around and really make a difference in other people's lives. And I was always encouraged, right when I was a child, to not feel sorry for myself. When I remember when I was a very small child, I said, "Oh, I can't do this." Anybody who ever has known my mother can imagine how she said, "That's not true, Sabine. Of course you can do it. Just try harder. Just try to do it a different way. Find ways to accomplish the things you want to accomplish in life." So between my tough mother and my father, who was a big, loving teddy bear, I really had a wonderful upbringing.
Are you a tough mother also?
No, good question. No, no, I was a marshmallow mother.
But even though you were born in Berlin, you are not a Berliner because that's a jelly
No,
donut.
not really, not really. I left Germany in 1979, so that was a while back. And I studied in Paris, France, for 7 years. And then my husband died of a brain aneurysm. And so there I was, a single mother. And let's back up. I had my son in 1983. And that was, I can tell you, that was a really tough one because I think every mother is apprehensive when they really get pregnant, think about, oh my gosh, how I'm going to do this with this baby. And I was super apprehensive. How am I going to hold this baby? How am I going to feed my son? How am I going to dress him? So I really had to think about how to do things very differently. But in 1983, in October 1983, my son was born, and I just had to do it. I just, there was this little tiny person, and I had to take care of him, and I did everything with my feet. I changed his diapers with my feet. I bathed him. I dressed him. I fed him with my feet. I did everything. And today, my son, and yes, I was a marshmallow mom. I don't know why I became a marshmallow mom. But today, my son is almost 40 years old, and he has chosen to go into the military, where it's very, very structured. And he always calls me my hippie mom. So I was kind of a hippie mom. Just ask my son. It's like, oh yeah, my mom, the hippie. um, um, but
Sabine, thank you so much for sharing your story, and it's so different to actually hear it from you as opposed to read it. The question I have for you is, our platform is about education, inspiration, and hope. And
yeah,
we know that as children, we see the world wide-eyed with curiosity, and then somebody comes along and puts us in our place and tells us, don't do that, and go over there, and don't talk to him, and she's different and he's different. And my question I have for you, and it's really to try to help people out there who are living in that kind of mindset, is how did you deal with the fact that people saw you differently possibly than they saw themselves, and how did that make you feel?
excellent question. Because I did not think of myself as different to this day, and I'm 60 years old. To this day, I don't see myself as disabled. I mean, visually, sure, my arms look different, but I don't really see that. I have learned from a very small child on the passion for the possible. I always had such a passion to find things out. And that's why I did not see myself as different, because my parents have given me the opportunity to lead a regular, normal life. I mean, as normal as you can lead a life with physical and occupational therapy. But I learned how to roller skate. I learned how to ski. I learned how to swim. What else did I do? I mean, I even climbed a tree. Oh my gosh. Yes, with my tiny little arms, I still climbed trees. And so the people who saw me in my life, because I didn't think of myself as disabled, they didn't think about themselves disabled. So I really had very, very, very few times um, the the feeling that I was different at all, and people didn't treat me different. They treated me as a regular little child, and I went to regular schools. I had to do everything just every kid. So, and to the age of 13, I do believe, I wanted to imagine this. I wanted to become a flight attendant. So, because I love flying. Yeah, exactly. I'm laughing today about it. A flight attendant, because I loved flying. So, because my parents told me I can do anything I want to, why not flight attendant? It didn't occur to me that maybe in that incident you do need arms, but I so believed that I can do anything and everything, because I just have to this day I have that passion for making things possible. So I never encountered anybody who was teasing me or um, pointing out my difference. So that's because I always believed in myself.
Thank
Why
you
did
so
you
much
come?
for answering that. I just, sorry, Red. I just feel like that's so important in the world we live in today. There's so much judgment. And if we have a
Mhm.
community of people who really believe in us and we believe in ourselves, there's nothing that we can't overcome.
Mm.
You're proof of it.
And
And so you went through all of these things and then something else happened. Some major situation happened in your life. Tell us about that.
yeah, I mean that was major and that was massive. So 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, I was driving in northern New Mexico in a very remote area of north of Santa Fe. And I say remote because it was remote, and that played a part in the severity of what happened. I was driving along on a mountain road in northern New Mexico, and suddenly, what I saw was not a straight road ahead of me. It was curving and spinning around, and the colors changed: orange, yellow, red. And I still remember, oh, this is really bizarre. What's happening? What's happening? Am I in some sort of strange nightmare? And I really was trapped in a nightmare because I had a massive stroke while driving my car in a very remote area, and I actually passed out. And the only reason why I survived was that I had a passenger that day who did not panic, who grabbed the steering wheel in the absolute last second. Otherwise, we would have crashed into the Rio Grande River, and probably both of us wouldn't be here today. And it was a massive stroke. The reason why it was so massive was because the area was so remote. It was 3 4 hours away from Albuquerque. There was no cell phone reception. There was nothing. There was hardly anybody there. But thankfully, off-duty cop came along who radioed in to get the live flight to pick me up. And 3 hours later, I finally landed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 3 hours after the stroke. But a lot of the damage was done in my brain. And when I woke up in the neuro intensive care unit, where I spent 10 days, which is really very long for that kind of intensive care, I realized somehow I cannot walk, I cannot speak. I cannot use my left foot when my left foot is my main foot, where I dress myself, where I brush my hair, where I put makeup on. and I do everything with my left foot, and my left foot was just frozen in time. The toes did not move. So I really realized how absolutely bad it was. I mean, this was bad, and I realized that. But something I also realized was that I had to have hope, and hope is so important when we are confronted with adversity, and we all have adversity. It doesn't need to be a major disability or a major illness. There's so much adversity today, and it really would be so easy to think, oh my gosh, this is not going to work, and why me? And this can't happen anymore. How am I going to do things? But I do believe that everybody inside themselves has the opportunity and ability to rebuild their lives. No matter what the adversity is, no matter what your origin is or your education, we all have it inside of ourselves to start slowly rebuilding our lives, but first finding hope. And then we can take the slow steps to rebuild our lives. And I had almost to the day 365 days of rebuilding to do. I was for 360 days, I think, in physical rehabilitation, therapy, and occupational therapy, and speech therapy. The speech therapy took a little bit longer. Then it was over a year. And so I could learn how to speak again, because I knew this is a computer, this is a person, but the connection between my brain and my words coming out of my mouth, it was just not there. So we had to use neuroplasticity, rebuild my brain. And that, I tell you, yeah, that took push, persevere until success happens. And I really do believe it's inside of everybody.
Absolutely.
Applause. Woo. Thank you, Jacalyn. Thank you so much. That's just
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm laughing today, but excuse me, but I really believe there was a reason for this. I'm a believer, and there was a reason for this, for me to go through this. And I really believe, and I'm so grateful that I have received a second chance, and I want to give back. I want to help people to discover their passion for the possible. And before the stroke, yeah, of course, I mean, I learned a few lessons before, but the stroke really taught me what it does mean to have to push in life.
Sabine, I really appreciate you again. I'm wondering, just as a follow-up question, many times in our lives, I have ulcerative colitis, I have 3 autoimmune diseases.
Yeah.
But I only bring it up because I found that sometimes I'm out of alignment. And when I'm out of alignment, then the disease flares or things happen. I'm wondering, if you think back to that stroke, was your life out of alignment in some way, or can you actually pinpoint anything that caused the stroke to happen, or that's just something that happened?
You know, I really love that question. I thought about that quite a bit, because doctors did not find anything. I mean, I didn't have, high blood pressure, heart problems, blood problems. I didn't have all of that. So they were speechless that I'm not overweight, I exercise, I eat right. So there was really a big surprise that this kind of a stroke happened to me. Was my life out of alignment? I was looking forward to moving to California, because I was in New Mexico, north of Santa Fe. That's where we lived at the time. So I was really looking forward to California, to living in San Diego. So I do not know. I don't think that my life was out of alignment. So I really don't have any answers for you on that one. But believe me, I thought about it.
Well, thank you so much. And again, I just asked because we want to
Yeah.
inspire people and get people to think about their own lives and what they're doing. So, Red, over to you.
Before the stroke, what were you in any kind of inspirational speaking, motivational speaking, or did this something happen after the stroke? And was the stroke actually more impetus to show that inspiration of hope and perseverance?
Yes, absolutely. I spoke since 1994. I was accidentally thrown into the speaking arena. I didn't really want to do it, but it just happened through my work at the time as a psychologist. I traveled and I had to give presentation. So I really saw that I can affect people, for them to find hope and to find the strength to reframe their circumstances. And yes, I spoke before, but it's like the stroke gave me like a rocket, a rocket booster, because now I do really know that life can go just fine. There's no problems. And suddenly it hits you upside down the head and sideways. And that's when you really need to find the strength to push and reframe. And everything is out the door. And I could have died. I mean, I literally could have died. And that really made me believe in that second chance I've been given. And not everybody is that lucky to get that second chance, especially in circumstances like I encountered. And I really want to make that, I want to assist people to help them find hope, how to take the first step when they encounter adversity. And I help them to find their why. Because once you know your why you do what you do, a purpose, then when adversity comes along, you still have that purpose, and the adversity will not dictate your life because you can focus on the purpose ahead.
Thank you for sharing that. And Sabine, you are a transformational coach. What does that process look like for engaging with you? Someone's out there, they're thinking, you know what? Yes, I'm going to
Yes,
give her a call. I'm going to email. I'm going to reach out. What does that
absolutely.
process look like for you to work together?
Absolutely. Great question. I love it. So you will show my information to the viewers and listeners, the viewers, and they can contact me on my website, SabineBeckerSpeaks.com. And there's a button they can free, and I mean free discovery call, so we can discover together how I can help you, how I can help find hope again, how I can help how I can help you find your purpose and your why. And they contact me so in 30 minutes, and then maybe we're going to work together, and that's how they can get hold of me. And also there should be another link for your listeners and viewers. They can, I have a 1 minute, it's 1 minute video that shows me how I do things, how I get dressed, how I put my makeup on, and how I drive my car. And through that link, they also can contact me. And hey, it's a 30-minute free call with me. So you have nothing to lose, everything to gain, and schedule with me as soon as you can.
Thank you so much. And for those people who are watching, but they can't read, or people who can't see this information, the link to go to is SabineBeckerSpeaks.com/schedule. Is that the correct one, Sabine?
Yes, absolutely. That's the one where my 1 minute promo video, but there is also a link attached to that with how they can contact me. And my
Excellent.
website is SabineBeckerSpeaks.com. And and what they also can do, again, free, right? Free. Download my Push Survival Guide. I have this Push Survival Guide I was born out of lessons, not only my disability, but also my near-death experience, my stroke, has taught me there's 6 survival tips, and that's also free. You have to go to my website, SabineBeckerSpeaks.com. Really easy to download, and that's my gift to you, to my viewers, or to your viewers, and just I feel like I really need to pay forward for all the wonderful things I've had in my life.
Thank you for making it so easy for people to reach out to you. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Red?
I love her confidence. She's sitting there
Yes.
and she's telling us an amazing story, but in between her breasts, she has just a wide open smile that just kind of melts you a little bit, because she's so confident in what she's doing and what she's talking about. It's amazing. I find it to be a very, very enjoyable, the fact that you can sit there and just, all this happened to me, but it did, and I learned from it. And listen, you can learn even more than I did. That's a kind of that feeling that exudes that I'm getting from her.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Red. You get it too.
Yeah, I'm getting it too. You have this unique quality about you. There's no anger. I don't feel any anger or resentment, or the little bit of, what, why did I have to? No, I don't see that or feel that at all. It's all just joy and gratitude that is coming from you.
Yes, gratitude, absolutely, and joy, because I am here and I can make a positive impact on people. I mean, how exciting does it get, right?
What can you do? What can you do better with your feet today after the stroke than you could before the stroke?
That's a good question. I don't think I can do anything better. I can do it the same. I can get dressed. I can brush my hair or makeup, and nothing better. But I have worked so hard to get the same amount of ability back in my left foot.
And Sabine, you mentioned that you have a fitness routine and you eat healthy. What does that all look like? Because people, as a result of the pandemic, just started going with bad habits, feeling sorry for themselves, sticking bad things into them. What is your routine like?
Oh my God, do you have a half an hour more? That we should talk? that I love that question. I'm a big believer in fitness. One of the things I have decided after the stroke, and it was like I couldn't walk yet. I could not walk. But somebody on TV mentioned the Los Angeles Marathon. For those who don't know what a marathon is, it's 26.2 miles. And I was thinking, I'm still not able to walk. It was, I don't know, a month maybe after the stroke. One day I will finish the Los Angeles Marathon. So I had a really huge, lofty goal. And then some people said, you're crazy. Just be happy when you are able to walk. And I said, yeah, of course I'm going to be able to walk, but I'm also going to finish the Los Angeles Marathon. So why? I don't know why. So after a year, after the stroke, I was able to walk. I was able to walk 1 mile. So little step by little step, I trained with a trainer, a very inspiring person. I trained 1 more mile, just 1 more mile, and then maybe half a mile more. And in, when was it? In March of 2019, I finished the 26.2 mile marathon in Los Angeles. And just for good measure, a few months later, I did two half marathons in Carlsbad, California. So I'm really a big believer in fitness. And I think that's one of the reasons why I survived, because I was so fit, not overweight, no nothing, and no high blood pressure. And I really encourage people. And to this day, I'm running. I just ran yesterday 5 miles with my beautiful dog. And I'm running constantly. I do the spinning bike, the stationary bike. So I work out 4 to 5 times a week. And not only is it physically so good for me, it's also good for your mindset because sometimes I'm not that enthusiastic on going out. They're like, oh, okay. Because yesterday was kind of windy out here in San Diego, and I thought, oh, it's going to be so cold. But I was so happy after the 5 miles were over. I felt that's where my energy comes from. You would think working out depletes your energy. No, it gives you energy, and it gives you the good kind of energy. And I am really uh, working with people to start working out because I could not even walk 1 mile without being completely exhausted. So just building your level up. And of course, I eat super healthy. I try to wean myself off sugar. Yes, I do like my sugar. I like cakes. Oh my gosh. But I wean myself off and I feel so much better. And I eat organic and practically no meat. That's really rare. So that's in short, because I don't have a half an hour to speak, in short, what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, I feel like going out and jogging right now. Like 5 miles, marathons. Good for you. That is super impressive.
It
Love
was
it.
just one of my goals. I'm a believer. You really have to have a why. And when you have that why, those outside circumstances really do not influence your mindset that much. And at that time, my huge motivator was, besides being able to walk again, one day I will finish. And I said will, and not maybe, or well, I don't know. I will finish the Los Angeles Marathon.
What was that training like for that?
Oh, well, I complained a little bit. It was really not that hard. I trained over 6 months or 7 months, and I added every time I added just a little bit more, just a little bit more. And I mean, I believe anybody can do this. Yeah, if you just do the consistent, like everything in life, what we learn everything in life you need to just consistently train to get better and better. And I added a few more steps every time I was out there, and I went a little bit faster. I'm not a fast runner by no means. I'm really on the slow side, like 15 mile a minute, but that's what gets you through the marathon, just consistency and very deliberate and focus on the goal.
Yeah, I have to believe that what you've been through mentally also helped you with that training and to complete that because a
Absolutely.
lot of the physical is it is what it is. You train for the physical piece of it, but the mental part of it is what's
Yeah.
going to get you
Mhm.
through it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember, and even to this day, when I feel, oh my gosh, this is really far, what I do, and this can be applied in everything we are doing in life. I go to the next lamp post or to the next fire hydrant. If I just focus on that fire hydrant over there, or the lamp post, or the tree, then I don't worry what comes next. I just want to get there, and I think that's a lesson the stroke taught me, the rehabilitation from the stroke. Don't really focus on the end goal, focus on just that one single step ahead of you. And you just make it to there, and then don't worry about the rest. And that helps me in training it too, and in many things in life, like writing a book, right? Writing a book and being on podcasts and promoting my business step by step by step. Baby steps, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the journey. And I think people
Yeah,
forget to enjoy that. It's like, I've got to
yeah,
get to that destination. I've got, no, enjoy it while you're doing it. Red.
absolutely. And celebrate. When
Yes.
I get to that lamppost, oh my gosh, I celebrate. Woo woo, I made it. I made it to the lamppost.
That's what it's about, those celebrations. Red, I know you want to say something. I see you're ready to go.
Well, we're getting here toward the end of the show, and we're about ready to conclude. And Sabine Becker speaks, Sabine Becker, Becker speaks, SPEAKS.com. Could you give us maybe 30 seconds or so on P.U.S.H and why people should contact you about that and what value you offer them before we conclude today's show?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question, Red. People really, I would like that people contact me because I really believe when you have hope, a positive mindset, and how to learn how to reframe your difficult circumstances, you can find resilience and you find perseverance inside of yourself. And that's the gift I feel I really can contribute to people's lives because we all get stuck, me included at times, why things cannot work. I want to help people to get unstuck and to find that hope again, to take that first step and to work on a positive mindset and to find the resilience and perseverance. And I'm very passionate about it. And I want them to discover that they too have a passion for the possible inside of them.
Fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. And I would love, Sabine, for you to come on our business show also and talk about the business of speaking, because there's so many
Yeah,
people out there who are afraid to come forth and share their story. And yet you've come through all kinds of adversities and triumphs and celebrations. And we'd love
yeah.
to honor you and have you share your story there as well.
Thank you so much, Jacalyn. This was awesome. I just so enjoyed this. It's because I feel I give back. I make the second chance I have received really count. And contact me wherever you are. I'm here. And my discovery call is for free. And you have my information. Contact me so we can discover together your passion for the possible.
Well,
Thank
thank
you
you,
so
Sabine. You
very
made
much.
my day. I really appreciate meeting you.
Awesome. The same here, Jacqueline. Thank you so much, Red. We will talk on later.
Absolutely, we will.
Absolutely. Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hope to see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 I just love her, Red. Thank you so much for bringing her here to the platform.
Yeah, we were talking the other day, and it was after that you told me we had a cancellation, and I said, "Let me get right back to her," and boom, like that, she got right back to me, said yes, and everything happened. So it was just like I say, the stars aligned, and I love her. She's such a true human person that just it's just so amazing to come across the people like that,
She
and
truly
just
is a jewel. She really
inspirational.
is.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it.
For sure. Well, thank you, my friend. We have to sign off because your show is coming up for Talking Heads. I know you told our audience a little bit about it. Before we go to that, I just want to announce that you and I are going to be doing a 6-part series on our Hot Topic program about food and our emotions and how we
Hot
get
topic.
all tied up. Yeah, it's very hot. And then after those 6 episodes, you are going to be hosting and moderating a health panel in which I'm interviewing people as we speak. So looking
Fantastic.
forward to that in January.
That's a great gift for 2023 for your audience and for everyone. It really and truly will be. And for those
Definitely. I'm going
people
to
who
you.
are going to be sticking around for a few minutes, USA Global TV and Radio Network, the Talking Heads presentation starts on the hour, 2 p.m. my time, which is Central, or 3 p.m. Eastern time. Red O'Laughlin, it's Red, R-E-D, like the color, O'Laughlin, OLAUGHLIN. So it's redolaughlin.com, or red@redolaughlin.com is also a good way to reach me. So, Dr. Jacalyn, I'm going to bid you adieu and head over to the other studio, and hopefully I will catch you there in just a few minutes, and we will continue this wonderful show today.
Thank you very
Having a
much. I'll see you
wonderful
in the other
time.
studio.
Take care. Bye
Bye.
now.
And to each and every one of you who's out there, we have a special announcement. If you do follow our shows on a regular basis, I'm sure you're familiar with our show on Friday, The Power of Etiquette and Manners, in which I share this fabulous platform with P.U.S.H, who is the principal of the British School of Etiquette. And he and his team have a fabulous event that we are in partnership with. The event is coming up next week, and it is part of the Train the Trainer. Here is a promo for it. The name of the event is A Taste of Excellence. It's a complimentary taster session where you learn about becoming an internationally certified etiquette coach. And of course, as I mentioned, P.U.S.H is the brainchild behind this. Please do join us right here, wherever it is that you're watching. This is a fabulous opportunity for you to build something for yourself and your business that you absolutely love. You can't wait to get up in the morning to do this work. And what is this work? It's becoming an internationally accredited etiquette coach and creating a business and life that you love. So please do join us. Again, wherever it is that you're watching from today, here's some information. The show is on Tuesday, November 22nd. We will be live streaming. Philip will be taking questions. And the show is at 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is also 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, you can watch us on our YouTube channel, USA Global TV and Radio. You can also watch it on the British School of Excellence YouTube channel. You can watch it on Facebook at the British School of Excellence, their page, or our page, USA Global TV, or LinkedIn. Plenty of opportunities for you to learn more about this exciting experience. All right, we will be coming right back with Talking Heads and Red O'Loughlin. Stay tuned. Thank you.